What's going on, everyone? So we've got our PlayStation 4 right here. I'm not putting that one off. I'm just waiting on a few things to show up in the mail before we continue with that, as well as kind of at least get above freezing outside so I can go to the shed and do some cutting with the Dremel. So in the meantime, I need to clean up what's going on over here. Pretty much a whole pile of 360s and an Xbox One. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to go through these, put them together, see which ones boot up at all or not, but at least get some complete consoles and either sell them or get them all put away so it's not just a pile of parts. We're going to start with these two just because they look the most complete so far. I'm not going to worry about this one right now. Like I said, I got to still take this one apart and resolder the 3-pin here, so not going to worry about that one for now. Then we got this Xbox One. I should have a shell I can put on that. And I think there's one more back there that we'll take a look at. So start with these. I'm just going to pop the DVD drives away. See if they have the heat sinks. Obviously they got the CPU ones, but see if the other ones still need to be attached. Clean them up as best I can and just get some shells out of the pile and get them back together. Okay, so I got the heat sinks on this one. I had two really clean aluminum ones. Figured I'll match those up on this board. And then this one, we'll pop out this aluminum one and put the copper and copper. But got those X clamps back on. I'm gonna go ahead and put the board back in, throw everything back on, find got a whole bunch of parts here, ring of light boards, stuff like that. So I'm just gonna put it together enough to power it up and just see what happens. I'm also just testing the disk drives. It's always good to have some spare disk drives, as they always go for at least $20 to $30 still, no matter which style. So I think these are both BenQ, but we'll go ahead and do that and get that one together and just see if either of them do anything, but at least get that cleaned up. Got that stack of cases. So okay, forgot to film a little segment there, but this was the first one here. I just grabbed some very obnoxious face plates. This was a test panel. Actually, this one was too. Just to very easily remember which is which. So this one's got a black case on it and the green faceplate. This one's white and black. So they both have everything. I could not find the little screws that go into the heatsink that then go through the metal shielding and then you screw them in place. This one had the regular screws. It had the X clamps removed. So I couldn't find those, so I just put those screws back in. But now I'm just going to find a couple hard drives to throw in these, and then we'll just plug them in and see if we can get them to do anything. Alright, we got these two done. I want to go ahead and throw this one back together, and then we'll do the Xbox One. And then I believe I also have a 360 Slim motherboard that I just want to throw back together. Want to get them all done, and then we'll just plug them in one at a time, see if anything happens. And then we can actually start to clean this stuff up. I've been reorganizing this room quite a lot. This is where my projector is and where I work on stuff. I've got these tables here. I've got the PS4. Before I move on to the other Xbox, these are the feet. These are 3D printed, the PlayStation logo. Now, they don't fit snug, so I want to find a way to secure these to the system. That was one thing I read in the comments for this exact order, was that they're loose, and it will hold the system up, but if you bump it, they'll just slide right out. So we'll find a way to secure those, but still waiting on the other fan filter, as well as for it to get a little bit warmer out so I can go and actually cut this stuff out. That'll be in the next video for the PlayStation, but for now, let's get this one back together, and then we'll do the Xbox. Alright, got this one put together. This one had the 4-pin fan. I don't have any factory power cables for the DVD drive. This was a one that was made out of 2 that was extended. I believe that was for the Xbox One and the PC case. But that should work. What else? We used, I only had a couple aluminum heat sinks left for the CPU, and then I had one of the copper ones. Now I just need to find another top shell. I have the bottom one. This was the non-HDMI board. So let's go get another half of the shell, and then this one will be back together. Alright, I've got one here that I clearly was using to trace out one of those large 200mm fans. So we'll just throw that one on there. Unfortunately, while looking for this one, I found another one. So this is another one I'll have to put together. This is an extra DVD drive that I clearly sourced the motherboard out of, so we'll just set that aside. This one, I believe, has the board in it, so we can at least... And this one has all the cables I need. Everything's already here. So we'll either put the shell on this one that I have, although I'm not sure if this is a BenQ or... I believe that is a light. No, that is a BenQ. It just has a broken, those little ends of the circuit board that are supposed to go over that. But oh well. I believe this is actually the Halo 3 motherboard. So yeah, we'll at least put this one. Well, it's pretty much all together. I don't think I'll have a shell for this one though. So I don't know. We'll see. Let's get this one the rest of the way together first. Then we'll deal with that one. Okay, that's 3 down, and I think I have enough hard drives to throw one in each of these just to make sure that that connects up. And let's go ahead and finish this one. Alright, so this one's quite a bit uglier. I don't have another BenQ case. The other one I have right there, that's a light on, so it's actually probably would fit just fine since I broke the pegs off. But oh well, I threw this on here. Probably won't work, but it's something. The only side panel I had left was the old Ghost Case one that's all cut up and can barely even put it back on. And the only bottom shell I had left, oh boy, was just for a component. So I just had to break little pieces off the bottom here so I can at least access the HDMI so we can plug this in. And yeah, just kind of really had to piece some stuff together for this last one. Alright, so we got 4 of them. This is actually the 5th one, and I probably will just throw this one together just so I have all the pieces together with it and set it aside until I revisit this one. I didn't want to take it apart another time and take all this out, but here's something I never showed before. I'll obviously get back to this one in another video, but this is going to be the hard drive. This is like 130 gigabytes, and that will actually fit behind the USB door, so you won't see it at all. As you know, the other HDMI is taken up by a reservoir. So anyway, actually I'll probably just throw this one in that shell, put that in a bin somewhere with the other Xbox parts. So now we have another Xbox One. I'm going to put this one back together just so I have all these pieces not laying around in different bins and stuff. Even though I'm 100% certain this system doesn't work. I bought a broken system to use the shells and other bits for my personal Xbox One way back when I put it back in the original case before it was water cooled again. But anyway, we'll start putting this one back together. I know I have a heat sink right here, and I don't know, I'm sure there's a disk drive somewhere. We'll just throw that one back together, and then we'll get to the Slim, and then we'll be done and ready to test. Okay, so unfortunately I won't be able to get very far in this one because it does not have a power supply, so we're just going to put it back together without one. This could be a fun one to revisit to see if we can get it to work. I would need a new fan since this one's been cut. I have another one right here that has also been cut. So I either need to find the end lead, which I'm sure I kept at least one and just solder it back on, and then we've got a fan, or we'll see how much fans are. And then same with the power supply. Now I already started putting this one back together, put the screws on, but the underside of this motherboard and this metal tray, it's clear that some kind of soda was spilled inside of it. So I don't know, we'll have to take this one apart sometime later and see if we can clean it up and throw a power supply in it, see if we can get it to work. I'm sure it's been there for a while. I got this system long before the series came out. I think even before the X was released, the 1X. I got this as a spare one just to use the shell and some other bits, the heatsink I believe, to put my water-cooled one back to an original state. So yeah, otherwise it's got the boards, we have a heatsink. I didn't bother doing any more thermal paste, it still has a little bit of the old one on there. Which would have been enough to at least see if it turned on. It does have a disk drive, and we do have a shell, so it's got pretty much everything. Maybe a later video we'll take this apart, clean it up, and see if we can get it to work. But for now, let's throw it together and move on to the Slim. Alright, there's our Xbox One. Like I said, we can't really test that one out, but that's those parts there. Got our 4 Xboxes, and then somewhere in here is a 360 Slim motherboard underneath several cases. This one will take a little bit longer, but I know I have all the parts to do it, so let's do it really quick. Okay, this one's back together. Got a hard drive in there. Should have everything it needs. Now let's go ahead and get all the power cables together and test these out. One by one. We got 5 to go. Okay, first one up, this one here. We've got our 200 watt power supply. We're just going to be using the HDMI that's connected to the projector. Got a green light. Alright, 3 red rings. Disk drive does work. You can hear it spinning and everything. So it has the 3 lights, but it's got a good disk drive. Now let's move on to this one here. Alright. Got a green light. So this one is working. This drive does not want to open, but I think these two have the same drive, so we could at least have one working system there. Let's go ahead and move up to this one. So that is because this is not centered correctly, but we've got green lights and nothing on the screen. And that's what happened when I originally got this system. You can see that's sitting a little crooked there, but so everything seems to work with this one except the picture. Let's go ahead and do our non-HDMI. You can hear the fans really kicking up. 3 red ring. And jammed disk drive. Alright, last one, let's do the Slim. Alright, got our other power supply out. has the red dot, which is what I assumed it had. Well, I knew it had that. That's why I replaced this console. So, looks like we've got a red dot 360 Slim working disk drive. We've got a Halo 3 board that powers on. Disk drive opens and closes and spins up, but it has no picture. We have 3 red rings on our old one here. Disk drive was jammed. This one here has the 3 red ring. Disk drive opens and closes. Seems to work just fine. And then we've got one that does power on and works. Everything except the disk drive being jammed. So I think these are both BenQ. We could just swap those and have got one working system here. And then we can save some of these others for a later video. I was also thinking of just reselling. Well, obviously get better shells, but just reselling the ones that don't work, getting rid of them. Probably won't be using them, but it wouldn't hurt to keep them for some extra parts. And then this Slim here, we can try to do a heat gun to the board, see if we can get it to work again, and then we'll have another working one here. As you know, we still have the clear Slim that will need to be rebuilt, and the R2-D2 Slim, which I plan to take that one and the clear one and kind of combine them, and then take the extra parts and just have another working Slim that I can resell. So that's it for now, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Stay tuned for the PlayStation 4. We're just waiting on another fan filter to show up, and then we can start cutting into that. Quick little air-cooled build, make it stay cooler and not end up sounding like a jet engine. That is our plan there. And then we can go and get into one of these. I'll probably make a short video of making one good system out of these. And then I'm going to got these all together so I can clean them up, put them away, and clean up the rest of the stuff I have over there. Get this space looking a little bit better. So that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.